Do they have any spirits still in this home? So much witchcraft went on around here. Magic rituals and voodoo spells and all kind of junk, man. Do they have any spirits still in this home? Make a noise.
Okay. But oh my God! It's hard.
Only acknowledge thine iniquity, that thou hast transgressed against the Lord thy God, and hast scattered thy ways to the strangers under every green tree, and ye have not obeyed my voice, saith the Lord.
We must learn of our depravity, mainly about how we rebelled against our Creator. In this rebellion, we can take all the way back to the beginning, whenever Lucifer rebelled in the supernatural world before this human age started. So this is the rebellion that we must know about in order to understand exactly what's going to be happening as we move forward through this book of Jeremiah. And that's what that word transgressed means. It means rebelled. The whole purpose and reason that we down here on this earth, walking around in human bodies, is so we can understand and perceive. The problem is, while we down here, our life gets scattered all over the place. Scattered your ways to strangers. We following the wrong spirits down here, man. I was sitting in here on the couch. I was in here by myself. I was sitting in here watching TV. All the electricity turned off of this trailer at one time. Everything just powered off. When everything powered off, this back door right here came open. It opened up by itself. I could hear footsteps coming into this house. I demand you to make yourself known to me. No more hiding behind shadows. And then I can hear clear whispering. Hey, we can go over here. That's what I was hearing. Everything was pitch black. I could see nothing. I was a teenager at the time, so I got up and I just took off running. I mean, I peeled out this front door when there was a front door here. Any spirits still in this house, make yourself known. And I didn't understand what it was, so I ran. I don't run from them kind of things now, but I did then. I ran. I was very scared. If you're the one that walked into this back door when I was a teenager and scared me, I'd like to have a conversation with you real quick. Make a noise so I can find where you at.
Turn, O backsliding children, saith the Lord.
We don't pay enough attention to his voice. And the way he speaks to us today is in his word. I mean, he's not down here whispering in people's ear. He's down here speaking through his word. His word speaks to us, but we need to pay attention to it. He's telling us to return to him. The Creator himself calling us to return to him. And we just don't understand the severity of what's going on here. Half of us are just lollygagging through life like there's no meaning to it, like there's no purpose to being down here.
For I am married unto you.
We got a little contradiction here because now he's saying he's married to us. We just read that he divorced us. Okay, so that's why you can tell it's in the future sense. This marriage that he's talking about. He ain't marrying us right now. We're too dirty. We're too filthy down here right now. He ain't marrying us. We divorced right now. You know what I'm saying? If we return to him, he takes us back. And this goes back to the example of the adulterous wife, that he's going to take us back after all what we do down here. That's his love, that's his mercy, that's his grace. And for all them things, we thankful for all that.
And I will take you one of a city and two of a family, and I will bring you to Zion.
This is talking about the remnant. This is who he's bringing to Jerusalem. After everything goes down, after Lucifer gets here, after he comes down here, deceives the world with a supernatural army, after the tribulation, after everything, whenever this human age is completely done away with, this is when his remnant is going to be brought to Jerusalem in our celestial body, not in our physical body. The physical body is going to be done away with. This is how you know we ain't in no 1,000-year reign, because we still walking around in human bodies. There hasn't been no transformation yet.
And And I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding.
Yeah, you can see the language starting to talk about the future. This is the millennial kingdom. This is when true shepherds are going to be set up to teach the true word of our Creator to the masses of souls. That's what that future millennial kingdom is. It's a time of teaching, knowledge, and understanding of His word, of His plan, of His purpose. We sitting in here in a spiritual cosmic struggle for the souls of everybody down here who's ever passed through. And we got to be prepared for that, man.
And it shall come to pass when ye be multiplied and increased in the land.
It shall come to pass. This is what's happening. This is what's going to happen. When His people, when His elect wake up and start to realize what's going on, get behind Him, and we become numerous, and when we start to produce fruit for His name, we're operating with His Spirit.
In those days, saith the Lord.
We're talking about in those days, in the days of the 1,000-year reign, in the 1,000-year millennial kingdom. That's the days we talking about. That's a lot of people struggle down here. What's our purpose? What's the reason why we down here? This is the main answer to that question on why we down here and why it's so important to understand the concepts of what's around us. There is this cosmic struggle. We're in the middle of a spiritual war. We have a supernatural realm all around us, and we have no idea what it's about. There's a supernatural army coming to this world. As we move forward in Jeremiah, we're going to document that army that's coming. You're going to see why it's so important to understand what's happening down here in ways that we never understood before. So our minds starting to understand things better. Our minds starting to open up to the reality that's around us. And when you start to fit all these different pieces of the puzzle together, then you can come up with a better understanding of what's happening. And you find out the part that you play in it.
They shall say no more, the ark of the covenant of the Lord, neither shall it come to mind, neither shall they remember it, neither shall they visit it, neither shall that be done anymore.
This is the Creator talking to us, trying to explain to us how important and how serious this cosmic war is down here and finding which side you on. The Ark of the Covenant that God's people traveled with all throughout most of the Old Testament in the beginning is gone. He's saying don't even worry about it. Don't even think about it. Don't look forward to something like that ever happening again. There is no more ark. That's gone. That's history. When we in that millennial kingdom, we ain't going to Jerusalem to visit no ark. We ain't going to Jerusalem to go peek behind some curtain. The throne of the Creator Himself is going to be sitting in Jerusalem. That's what we're going to be going to visit. You see, you got to understand the ark was a symbol. The throne, that's the reality.
At that time, they shall call Jerusalem the throne of the Lord.
At that time, the millennial kingdom time, the time when the Creator Himself sits in Jerusalem. Now you know that ain't been fulfilled yet. They still out there fighting over Jerusalem. And they're going to continue fighting over Jerusalem all the way until the end of this human age is done with. That's the Creator's favorite place on earth, is Jerusalem. Why do you think all major religions fight over Jerusalem? Been the center of struggle and chaos and religious confusion for thousands of years, man. That's where it's all going down.
And all the nations shall be gathered unto it, to the name of the Lord, to Jerusalem.
All nations. And if you study Bible prophecy, you know that some of the gathering around Jerusalem is not in a good way. Because even during that millennial kingdom, coming toward the end of that millennial kingdom, you're going to have souls gathered around Jerusalem to go to war with the Creator Himself. This war is not going to stop even in that millennial kingdom. This war is going to continue. This war has been going on since the rebellion happened. But whether they like it or not, all souls will eventually bow to the one who has created them. I mean, that's just common sense.
Neither shall they walk any more after the imagination of their evil heart.
That's talking about God's elect. That's talking about God's people. The ones who will see Him for who He truly is as the Creator. It's just saying that our stubbornness and our rebellion is going to be controlled then. When we finally see Him for who He truly is, when we finally get to see the big picture and all the puzzle pieces come together.
In those days,
this is talking about the days of the millennial kingdom. Those days are coming. This human age is going to be coming to an end. The end of this human age is going to be filled with supernatural miracles. I mean, the supernatural beings that are coming to deceive this world are literally out of this world. You got to prepare yourself mentally and spiritually to understand the severity of what's going to be happening down here, to get a concept of the reality of the supernatural world. And when that supernatural world comes into our reality, nobody's going to understand what it is.
The house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel.
Yeah, all God's people is going to come together. All his true people. And I'm talking about from every race of human being on this planet.
And they shall come together out of the land of the north.
He's going to be pulling us out of foreign lands all over this world, calling us out from every continent on the planet. His people, one people, following one shepherd.
To the land that I have given for an inheritance unto your fathers.
The land that he's given to his people is Jerusalem. And this is just a little peek into the reason why the whole world fights over Jerusalem. If you ever wondered why Jerusalem is such big news, if you ever wonder why even today, in 2020, the whole world somehow pays attention to Jerusalem, why is that? Why this little tiny city? The battle's gonna be taking place in Jerusalem, all right? As a watchman, as somebody who wants to pay attention to these things, pay attention to Jerusalem. Pay attention to the supernatural realm coming into this reality that we live in right now. Pay attention to the fact that if you're walking around in a human body and some supernatural entity is telling this world that he created it, it's a lie. Understand that as long as you're walking around in a human body, this physical human age has not ended yet. There's a whole reason we need to be talking to each other. There's a whole reason we need to be sharing this stuff. Because most of the world will be deceived by these things because they don't understand what it is. Most of the churches and religions around this world are going to be deceived by these things because they don't understand what it is. All governments around this world, all people of all races, all nationalities are going to bow down to these things because they don't understand what they are. What you're gonna see is part of a cosmic spiritual struggle, a spiritual war that we in the middle of.